This is Ravens Flock Talk Podcast, coming to you every week with their thoughts and opinions on each and every Ravens game. Tune in weekly and join the flock.
This is Ravens Flock Talk. I'm your host, Brandon, with my co-host, my dad. Week 7, Browns versus the Ravens in the bank, and we pulled this out. We squeaked this one out. I unfortunately didn't have the privilege of watching this game live due to a music video that I was shooting. So I'm going to refer to my dad mostly for this, even though I watched the replay of it and saw how the game went. But Dad, what is your overall verdict of the game when it comes to momentum, when it comes to key plays, and overall just holding on for this W?
Well, Brandon, it looks like this season is going to be a nail-biter every time, every game. I can't believe it. We had the game in hand. There's so many opportunities in the red zone is all I can tell you. But I'm telling you, I'm sitting there. We had the momentum sometimes. We didn't have it. But in the end, another nail-biter, another heart attack for the Ravens, a good win.
How'd you feel in the first half?
First half, I was feeling good, although Cleveland was leading in the first half. But we had things that were going well for us. Lamar just doesn't seem like he was in a groove. We were a little flat, to be honest with you, in the first half, but we were holding our own, at home. So good and bad is all I can tell you. And
then how'd you feel in the second half?
Second half, we had the momentum, but coming out of the second half, we were 3 and out, and so right then you're saying okay, but we were holding our own, and I don't know how to describe this game other than it was up and down, up and down.
Yeah, I mean that really sums up every game for the Ravens, not just this year but previous years. But after I was looking at the replay and the key plays and stuff, it's nice that Gus is back. As you mentioned, it looked like he picked up right where he left off. Dragging guys, getting first downs, running hard as he usually does.
Yeah, Brandon, I should have said that in the first half. So he comes out, 600 so-odd days, 645 days or something like that, over 2 years, and he comes out like it's his first game back, right? Starting, and he was a beast today. So hats off. He
had to be fired up.
Oh my God, he had the game ball at the end. We don't want to jump to the end, but my gosh, he was unbelievable. Ravens fans, Gus is back, and all I could think about, Brandon, since you weren't there, is what would it be like to have Dobbins and Gus together on the same time in the same field?
Yeah, it's very unfortunate. As soon as Dobbins is out, Gus is back. We're like swapping one for the other instead of having our two-headed monster at the same time.
Thank goodness, because in reality we had Justice Hill and Drake. They were okay today, Brandon.
Yeah.
But there were no Gus. There were not a Gus, and they're not a Dobbins.
The way, looking back at the game, no Gus, no win, because
oh my gosh,
the weather's bad, right? It was damp. It was damp. So it's really a running type of game on both sides, really.
I guess.
And without Gus, I just couldn't see us winning this game.
I absolutely agree. Sorry for interrupting. So here's the deal. It's like we had a game plan, it looks like, of the running game, because there was few passes. I still say that we've got a receiver issue, Brandon, going out there. Bateman had a decent game. Likely had one catch that was good. So
I think Bateman and Duvernay only had 2 catches apiece.
Yeah, I mean,
the wide receivers are just irrelevant in this offense.
Well, that was the case. And even the tight ends. It was tight end day, by the way, in the NFL today. And I'm thinking a big day for Andrews, and he doesn't even have a catch. However, they had a trick play with him
as a decoy.
And, oh my God, It was unbelievable. That's the play of the game was that trick play with Andrews and Lamar going to the left side for a 12-yard run. So,
and not to mention his nasty stiff arm on a linebacker at the end, which is uncommon for quarterbacks.
So again, Brandon, Lamar didn't have his best game, but I tell you what, in key moments, you want to have him on your team because he got first downs when he needed it. He did the right decisions. He didn't turn the ball over. And so that was a good thing to see. And so, hey, now let's just say this. On the defensive side, Brandon, I was very disappointed at times with our tackling again. Okay, we had a very good defensive game plan and game. We had 5 sacks. However, we gave up too much arm tackles with Chubb, and that's who we needed to stop.
Yeah, it seems like, as soon as a running back, especially of Chubb's aggression, you think of Saquon, you think of Leonard Fournette, guys like that, man, when they get into our secondary, it can get really ugly.
I guess all I'm saying out here is it's odd to see that this is not Ravens football in terms of defense and being physical. When running backs can run through your secondary with arm tackles, it's not a good thing.
Well, this is where I'll disagree with you, because it's not odd in the sense that we've seen this the past how many years, ever since Ray left. And see, me and you, we say that because we're thinking of the Ray Lewis days, but they're long gone. I mean, how many years have we talked about our secondary not being able to tackle, shoulder tackles, arm tackles?
Yeah,
it's been happening for years now. And I that's why I love Tony Jefferson for so long, because he was aggressive and he could tackle, but it's a repetitive thing.
I can't argue with you on that note.
But a few plays, I will say, Humphrey had some good aggressive tackles. Geno Stone had some good hard tackles. So it's not everybody, but it's not consistent enough. Is what you're trying to say.
Yeah, I agree. We're just not physical like we used to be. So, Hamilton, he came up on a blitz and did some things. I'm still waiting for this kid to break out and have a breakout game and get an interception. And, he's good, but he's probably, in my estimation, between him and Humphreys, I would think they're the most physical corners we have, right?
Well,
so Peters is okay, but
Kyle is a safety.
Sorry.
But
Yeah.
the backs, the defensive backs.
Yeah.
But to flip the script, though, just looking at the replays and stuff, we did force Brissett on the run, quite often. Like, we got 5 sacks, and we were getting some pressure in the backfield, finally.
Yeah.
I felt like, we weren't making it too easy for him. He wasn't sitting back there lollygagging. We had 2 strips, one they recovered, one that we recovered.
Right.
It was the Calais strip that Oweh recovered. So we had better pressher than what we've usually seen with this
let's give
defense.
the defense some props. I'm not, Geno Stone again gave up a 55-yard pass play, and Humphrey gave up another pass play, pass interference. Sorry.
Yeah.
And then later in the game, he had an offensive pass interference. Thank God. But no, that was on Marcus Peters. Sorry. And but I will say the defense, Patrick Queen had a great game. It's good to see the kid have consecutive good games, Brandon. He got the game ball at the end.
Especially the amount of times that we've, got on his case.
We've been, and hey, the whole Ravens Nation has gotten on him because he's not consistent. But you know what? He had a great game, and let's give him his props.
It's nice to see.
Give him his confidence going forward.
It's nice to see Houston back. He did miss that sack on Jacoby Brissett, and then he rushed for the first sometime late in the game. But we can rotate, as I mentioned, with Houston, and then pick up a Pierre Paul. We can stick Oweh in there. Yeah. But really, Houston is our sack guy. He's our guy to get in defensive backs. And even if he doesn't get the sack, it helps our other defensive backs and linebackers to buy them time to then catch up and, potentially get a sack. Even if he doesn't, you got to make the quarterback uncomfortable some type of way.
I'll give Ravens credit, as all teams say, next man up, which we've been able to do. And Calais has held his ground, and others have stepped up. And Justin Houston is back. So the defense is looking pretty good right now. It's good to see them get 5 sacks. I think it ended up to be 5 sacks.
As bad and up and down we've been, it's nice that we're still able to force turnovers too. Because this game,
that's
football,
how we won.
It comes down to turnovers.
Yeah. And listen,
it's the reason why we lost last week to the Giants.
It's a win. It was kind of, as they say, an ugly win, but it wasn't such an ugly win because all facets of the game came through. Where you know what, I always tell Brandon, I'm a special teams guy, and I tell you what, we're so used to Tucker hitting 55-yard field goals when it could have been a 45-yard if Bateman caught the ball. Okay,
Yeah.
he didn't. And then Stout coming in as a punter now, a rookie. Are you kidding me? He had two 60-yard field punts that put us in great field position, Brandon, and that is so important in a game like this. As you win by 3 points, you look up when they look at film, they're going to see how important that field position was with Stout kicking those punts and kicking the ball, backing them up. So, and I will say the refs, I got to say it, at the end of the game, we finally got some calls in our favor, offensive pass interference. And I tell you,
some controversial ones too on the snap, but hey, we'll take it.
We'll take it. Hey,
because we've been on the opposite end of those.
Thank you.
You know,
and usually, as I always like to say, on the opposite end of the Steelers of Pittsburgh is playing tonight. So hey, I'm glad.
Actually, at the time of this recording, the game's on 16-10. Miami is leading, so hopefully Tua and them can hold on, and it'll be a pretty good week. You know.
Yeah, I mean division game. Cincinnati won big, so we needed this win, Brandon. They got the win, ugly or not, refs or not. That's the way the game goes, and I will say Lamar. I'm not quite sure what's going on, but he needs to step it up in the passing game.
Yeah,
and
like you mentioned, after week 3, he's just kind of been downhill. And I told you he has a tendency after one bad game to have a string of bad games back to back, and it takes a while for him to get out of this slump. It's like a batter in baseball. Once they're in a slump, who knows how long it's going to take before they get out of it. And we need Lamar to pick it up. But it was nice to see that we were able to win, other than Andrews having a crazy game, right?
Yeah.
Because now with Gus back and when JK, we have some versatility that we don't always have to depend on Andrews to get us the W, because he has 0 catches.
So, and hey, Ravens Nation, check this out. Dobbins is out 4 to 6 weeks, so hopefully with the knee surgery, that he comes back in 4 weeks and we play all our division games at the end of the year. He'll be coming back just in time. And if Gus stays healthy, we'll have a full, running back.
I will say our next couple games, the schedule's pretty light.
Right.
You're talking the Saints, Panthers. We have some Jacksonville. We have some light games. Tampa Bay just got routed by the Panthers of all teams, and that's listen, Thursday night game.
Hey, we played Tampa on Thursday.
They're still. It's still Tom Brady, and they still have playmakers. Mike Evans. They have Julio Jones has been out. Hopefully, he doesn't come back for this game.
But we got 2 days to prepare for a Thursday night game coming up against Tampa. So
3
days. 3 days. Yeah. But Wednesday is the travel day.
Yeah.
So because it's away. So I tell you what, if we can win against Tampa coming up, we're in a good position to deal with our division games at the end of the year, get people healthy.
Yeah.
And that's the key with the Ravens to me.
Marcus Williams on defense, getting him back.
Yeah.
So
if we can stay healthy, this team is scary. But next man up, and that was proven today. A good win. I
want to ask you this though. Had I said Mark Andrews is not going to make a catch this game, would you think that we would have won?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
And even though it's the Browns and they're 2-4 now, 2-5, at the end of the day, I never really, when it comes to our division, no matter what year, I always expect a tough game out of our division, no matter the record. I mean, they're last in our division, and we were neck and neck with them, and we expected that.
Yeah.
But without an Andrews catch and we somehow pull out a win, I would have never expected that. Yeah, so it's nice to see we were able to win a different kind of way.
It's just so interesting. That's a great question, Brandon, because without Andrews catching it, who do we have? Because receivers have been non-existent, and Bateman coming back,
and Likely's not even used.
Yeah, well, I'm saying, and Bateman, you're saying, okay, he's coming back. I'm not expecting much, but he was the difference with a couple key catches in this game.
A couple, meaning he only had 2. So.
Hey, but they were key. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Because if he didn't make those catches on first down,
third
down to make first downs.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something. The kid, I'm beginning to believe that he's the real deal, that we need him, right?
I won't say all of that because
Who else is the receiver, Brandon, that's going to pick up
when you
the
say
slack?
real deal, I'm thinking of guys like DeAndre Hopkins that
Oh.
have 10 catches.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so let's tone it back.
I'm talking about the real deal for the Ravens.
Yeah, which is
which is not
subpar when it comes to the receiver position, but it's
we don't have a DeAndre Hopkins. We just don't have.
We don't have a DeAndre, but I'm hoping with guys like Jackson coming in. I get he's 35. I wasn't stoked about it. I wanted DJ Moore like lots of Ravens fans wanted, younger guy in his prime. Hey, DaCosta, whatever. Let's try to make it work because we're not using Demarcus Robinson at all. Either that or he just can't get open. So let's see if we can open it up with Jackson, maybe as a decoy, and then you got Andrews. Maybe this will help Lamar. But I will say this too. The offensive line this game never gave him time.
I was just going to say that, Brandon, that when I was watching the game, if Lamar is getting sacked as many times as he was, you got to look at the offensive line, right? And they're not giving him time to pass the ball, and the receivers are not getting open because you don't have those.
It's a bad recipe.
So between those two, exactly, those two aspects, that's a bad recipe for disaster, right? So, hey, hopefully new blood with Jackson coming in helps the
and
cause.
Even though he's 35, he's still very fast. Teams are still scared of him. But I want to see, this offense, like we mentioned, is going to have to carry this team. It cannot flip. We can't put our defense in bad positions. No. We got to open it up like we did in the beginning of the year. Where's the deep pass? Let's get a pass interference.
Well, we don't have a dominant defense. Let's face it, like we said earlier, you telling me, we don't have a dominant defense. So therefore, we have to put up points like Patrick Mahomes. He doesn't care. He's putting up points. And that's how you win games, right? Regardless of your defense. So that's what we got to get back to. We still have a deadline, and they're still talking about getting another premier receiver, so we'll see. However, let's go with what we have, and
I would say, I think they would get 2, maybe 3 players max. I doubt it, but at least 1 or 2. Maybe another receiver, and somebody on defense too. Screw it. Let's get another corner. Let's have a rotation guy. Let's get another pass rusher. Why not? Because he's not a sack guy, and Pierre-Paul's old. He doesn't get too many sacks like he used to. Let's try something. Let's see what's out on the market. I'm looking at Sue.
Yeah, but
on the inside,
now we're talking.
I don't know, but I'm just saying. I feel like we are missing a couple pieces.
And the Ravens, they go after these older guys, right?
Yeah.
And that's our motto. That's our history. We need younger guys to step in. We got some injured guys coming up, from the practice squad, and hopefully, we can just get everybody healthy. That's the key to me. Get everybody healthy. And you know what? I hated Brandon. I hated the schedule. And that we're playing all these division games at the end of the year, but now with the injuries that we've had, now I'm happy. So hopefully they get healthy.
It's nothing new. It's what the NFL wants. They want dramatics and stuff. And
but I'm saying, in our case, we're getting hurt all the time.
Yeah, but the last games have always been division opponents. The last 3-4 years, 5 years. So it's nothing new to us.
But this year, most of the teams have played division games more than 2, like we had. So now, now everybody, the rubber hits the road.
We just have to hold on, but I'm telling you, I don't think it should matter if these next games, Tampa Bay, New Orleans, Panthers, Jaguars, and the Broncos, you can't ask
for a better schedule.
A better mid-schedule just before the tough games at the end. Because if you win, I don't know, what is that? 1, 2, 3, 5. If you win 3, 4 out of 5 of those,
going into
you can afford a loss.
So, exactly. In our
and Cincinnati's picking up. They're starting to gel now. Cleveland's done. We'll see what happens with Pittsburgh. As we say, we can never count them out.
I know.
Even though they have a rookie quarterback, it's still 16-10. But We will make up for those close losses in the beginning. Let's just say that if we can really bang out these games,
exactly.
you know.
Exactly. Well, like
But it sucks that we're in this position.
I know,
You know?
and this is like this game, a heart attack game that you didn't need to have, you know. But hey, we won. I'm happy, you know. And I'll say this: I always tell Brandon, one game at a time, one win at a time, and take care of your business, especially at home.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah,
So,
you know, at the end of the
then you
day,
don't have to
the
worry
only
about
schedule
it.
that matters is us. We got to go 1-0 every week. But I did mention to you just before we wrap this up, when it comes to Cincinnati, the end of their schedule's tougher than ours. You know, they play Cleveland next, and the Panthers and Steelers, kind of like us, Titans. But then the Chiefs, you're talking Tampa Bay, Patriots are no joke, Buffalo. We don't play Kansas City. We did play Buffalo. You know, we blew that, but I would prefer our schedule over Cincinnati. So hopefully we can really hone in on this
I'm laughing
opportunity.
at you. Can you imagine if we did beat Buffalo? We would be sitting so pretty right now.
Not just Buffalo, but all our losses.
I know, but
No,
especially Buffalo in our
yeah,
division.
it would have been a
AFC,
statement
you
win.
know, a statement
But you know
win.
what? We can compete with them, but
We
let's
may-
not go
Go ahead.
too far ahead. Let's
but-
just make the playoffs, and whoever we play. But
Big win. This was a huge win today. I was so nervous, Brandon.
and it was
today.
nice to see the guys celebrating especially on the block punt.
Yeah.
You know, we need that because it's been a lot of animosity and like a lot of Marlon Humphrey said we got to calm down and stop being so stressed. You know, a win will do that. You know, get your confidence back and
Play as a team because you only got 3 days to prepare for Tampa Bay. So,
yeah.
Yeah.
And Tampa Bay now is crumbling. So
Yeah.
use this opportunity while they're weak. Is what I'm trying to say. But I'm looking forward to it. I will be traveling, ironically, on the Thursday night game. So I'll be coming back from Dallas on the day of the game. So hopefully I don't miss too much of it. But I'm excited. It's always exciting to play Tom Brady.
Don't worry, Brandon. I got your back. We'll
it's
be
always
taping
exciting.
the game and we'll be looking at it live for you. And you'll be back from travel. I'll pick you up at the airport.
We got
and
some
we'll
battles.
Watch the game.
Yeah, we got some battles with Brady. We'll be listening to the radio on the way back or something. You know, we'll figure it out. But tune in Thursday night, prime time. What are we gonna do on Sunday? I mean, golly,
I don't know. Looks like some home improvements on the way. But
we're gonna have to be rooting for all the people playing our division opponents. But yeah, tune in.
Always good to win,
Give us
Brandon.
your
Always
thoughts.
a good feeling to watch the Sunday night game. And hey, it was a good win. Happy about it. Ugly or not, we're in a good position. I can't wait till Thursday night in prime time.
Yep. Please tune in, and we look forward to it Thursday night in Tampa Bay.